Okay, so thank you everybody for joining us. The idea is that we'll give you an overview of the project and also what we are looking for with the open call and in which way you can participate and hopefully succeed in the proposal submission of this open call. That will be the first open call that we will launch out of two. So WASABI is our project. Our project was part of a call that was launched already 2 years ago for the twin transition. We have other projects also participating in this call. This was part of the I4MS2 call, and these are the other projects that are also, let's say, our colleagues in the aim of using also AI and also with the aim of helping manufacturing sustainability, as you can recall. So we do work together mainly with the idea of cooperating, collaborating, and also for dissemination purposes. So WASABI is a project from this call. We're already close to the month 18th. WASABI is having digital intelligent assistance solutions that are based on human AI collaboration and applied for the manufacturing sector. The WASABI solution, so the solution that our project is providing, aims to increase the cognitive abilities of workers. So what we aim is that with this type of solutions, workers have an additional support to help them out, especially for those that are starting to work in a job or who have to have updates and have to also have some support to make all of those different steps easier and less reluctant to have maybe mistakes or such. So the idea is to be their partner in the different parts of the work. So WASABI, of course, accelerates this acquisition and transfer of knowledge through the use of NLP, so natural language processing system. That would be one of the cores of the technical work and development of our project. So we are therefore upskilling the workforce and helping them to have secure job positions. So this is the project consortium. Carsa is coordinating the project. I am from Innovalia, we're coordinating the open call, but we have a wide amount of colleagues. We're working all together with the same aim and with different roles. So we have end users, technical developers, and so on. Later, after my talk, Stefan from Viva will give us a broader overview of some of the tools that we are using in the project and the experiments we'll also use coming from another project, but he will give you more details about that later on. So who is our project, or who do we aim the project solutions will be for? So we are mainly working for SMEs and mid-caps within the manufacturing sector that will need to help or reinforce the sustainability. So that's why we're focusing a lot on SMEs that are producing components for products or are also doing, operation activities in different markets and so on. So we have a digital assistance tool that will be later on presented by Stefan, and we are doing a conversational artificial intelligence solutions framework. So we are we would like to become somehow one standard or provide standard practices to accessible, affordable, and manageable activities for these SMEs. So the idea, let's say in the back end or as a main aim, will be to help all these companies become more sustainable, and be able also to increase their competitiveness. So we all know rather unlikely right now getting very skilled workers, or also it's not so easy, but also we have a lot of let's say changes of the workforce, so people going back and forth from different companies. So this type of tools and reinforcement is becoming more and more demanded by the SMEs. So this is the aim that we have. Okay, as mainly said before, so the aim of the project is to help with sustainability, agility and resilience, the adoption of technology by the workforce, reinforce leadership, and of course update and make the innovation capacity wider for all of these companies. So within our project, we already have 3 different experiments or use cases. We have split the use cases, let's say, by type of use cases, but within all those use cases, you also find slightly different approaches or uses of the use cases. Okay, so for example, in this case, for the use case 1, we have, which is the augmented waste management and valorization. We have 2 different ways of using this. Let's say of working in this area. So we have TRIMEC working on the dimensional methodology, which is developing a model that measures the manufacturing scrap pieces and is trying to identify and see ways of making other SMEs or this SME reuse these scrap pieces, and also looking for ways in which those pieces can be reused by getting this information. On the other hand, we have Chroma, who is focused on recycling and revamping surgical tools, which is the main area of work for them, and is checking if these instruments could be reused after each of the surgeries following standardized operation procedures. So as you see, very different approaches towards the same aim, which is try to reduce waste. The second end users experiment will be the use case will be assisted workforce management. Here we have one of our SMEs working, which is Episcan. This use case aims to help the manufacturing workforce management in the use of human-centered AI-based digital assistance solutions. So we are here working to increase agility and, as said previously, help on the upskilling of the workforce of the organization, or the SME in this case. So we have Episcan working on this. And our last use case, which is a use case in which all of our, most of our SMEs are working. We have Renova, TRIMEC, Episcan, and Clispio. So here we're looking to work on the augmentation of the product quality testing to increase product and worker safety, workers' cognitive skills, and reduce the burden of repetitive, error-prone, and so on aspects that usually happen in this kind of activities. As a result, carbon footprint will also be reduced. So here we're focusing on assisted quality assurance for the sustainable products of our SMEs. We have different SMEs working here. Renova is working on new facility for battery testing, which is already equipped with the most advanced technologies for digital twin safety standards. TRIMEC is working on the assistance solution to increase the quality of the work performed during the measurement, so in the use of the CMM. The Episcan company is working on the assistance of workers for quality checks and material testing, and Clispio is focused on prosthetics quality testing procedures. So these are the 3 different areas where we're working. What we are looking with our open calls is to enlarge the amount of SMEs working with our tools, but also to try to look for new uses of the skills and uses of the models that have been produced already in the project, but also in this case, in this new open call that we're launching, we're looking for all of you to create your models and skills. So we're going to be launching 2 open calls that will be slightly different in the aim of the technical and outcome expected, but as a whole, what we aim is to develop a set these models that will, of course, provide this digital assistance solutions for SME, complementing what we already have in the project. As a whole, within the 2 open calls, we're going to look for 20 experiments, and we will be having a funding of 125,000 per experiment. So for the first open call, which is what we are focused on today, administrative issues. So we are closing the call by the 20th of September. We have a total budget for all of you of 1,250,000 euros. The duration expected for the experiment is of 1 year. The applicant should be an SME, but should work with a hub. And we're also open for an SME working with a hub and another SME, and we'll go into detail with that later on. Here we are working on a lump sum experiment, so that gives you some flexibility, but also focuses a lot on the outcomes that we expect. So your experiment will be, let's say, measured based on the success and the completion of the activities and deliverables that are defined within the work plan that you define for your project, for your experiment. So we will be checking that as a way of payment versus in other periods where you may have been participating in experiments in which you need to provide the financial part as a proof of payment. Here we'll be mainly focused on the outcomes that you provide. Okay, so what are we looking for? So in this open call, we will be looking for implementation of digital assistance solutions on the manufacturing sector that provide, among others, this type of improvement. So human-machine interface for complex processes improvement, agile onboarding of new employees, facilitation of data access in different thematic areas through conversation AI, or conversation guided maintenance operations. So always think about the main aim of the project. So we want you to give us new examples on how we can bring these tools and models to improve different SMEs that are doing very, very different things, but with the same aim of improvement of their interaction, knowledge management, onboarding of employees, and human-machine interaction mainly. So for this open call, we will also provide some support. You can see this in the guidelines. We understand that you might need some guidance or some suggestions for the interaction with our tools, so you will have this support. But we need you also to understand that support is not the same as involvement in the development of some technical needs. So that's very important for you to bear in mind. So in your proposal, you should define very well what type of support you're expecting, or what type of amount of support you're expecting as well, so that there's no mismatch in the end. For this part and for any other part of the project, you're always welcome to get in touch with us. For the proposal preparation, to get in touch with us so that we can help you out, reinforcing whatever idea needed. But as a matter of fact, we think it's important for you to think also about this interaction part that we're looking for. So what is the proposal about? What are we asking you to comply with? So we'll be asking you to provide some parts which are obvious. So what are the objectives of your experiment? In which way your experiment and the aim that you would like to achieve are aligned with the project objectives, how you're going to complement and help us enhance our tools with the usage of, with the collaboration of your SMEs. We need you to also give us a good description on how this use of voice assistant will help your products, or maybe even develop new products or services, and in which way this is going to be complementing what you already have, or in the case you would like to create new products, how this will be done. Of course, the scientific, the technological part needs to be well defined. We need to understand how you're going to go through these different steps that you want to pursue. We want to understand well the implementation and usage of technologies, which technologies will be involved, and of course, pay more attention or stress better how is all the interaction with the digital intelligent assistant technologies will take place, the data exchange, etc. Well, also the Docker and so on. Yeah, so it's also, as you can imagine, as you know from all the other projects that you probably have participated in the past, the state of the art is of great value for us, and we need to really understand where you start and where do you want to go to. Within all this, as said before, so this type of collaboration, integration support that you will be having from us, we would like to know in advance where you would like to get it from, what type of interaction you're expecting, even in the case that you have already identified someone from our team to give it, to provide you this support. You have all these well explained in the open call guidelines, but of course, if needed, you can get back to us in the info email. So for the impact part, this is quite average, I would say. We're expecting you to give us a good overview of the experiment contribution to the increase of the digitalization level of the SME that is applying, the KPIs that you're looking for, so in which way you're going to provide different improvements, and this needs to be covering the technological part, economic and commercial impacts, because we understand you will either increase the amount of market share that you are expecting, sales, whatever, yeah, or even have the same amount of sales, but reinforcing the client fidelity. You need to explain us how you're going to bring this experiment as some value to your company. And of course, the Digital Intelligent Assistance systems is the core of our project. So we want you also to give us a good description of the impact of those in your company. Of course, methodology and so on, dissemination and exploitation. This is also a key aspect that will also be evaluated within your project. And here we have, let's say, the action part of the project. So here we want you to explain the work plan, take special attention to deliverables. Bear in mind that will be, as said, this is a lump sum experiment, so deliverables should be covering everything you're doing in the project, and should be also provide in a way be linked to milestones of the project that you might need also to provide as future proof of work and payment. The Gantt chart, of course, needed. Budget, as you've seen in the guidelines, we aim for a lump sum of 125,000 euros. But for this, you need to bear in mind that although it's a lump sum, you should still take into account the, let's say, the 60% funding that we aim for the SME, as well as if there's subcontracting, so how these should be followed. For example, if you subcontract an EDI, this would be on 100% basis. If you have any additional costs. So although it's a lump sum, we want to really understand that you're covering all these and making it fair for, let's say, the project size, the project experiment that you're bringing us. So bear in mind that the SME will be funded on this part. So for example, if we are talking about an experiment, the direct cost should be funded up to 60% on the total amount of cost, having at the end 125,000 funding rate. What else? Participants description. You probably will have already in mind, and you should have in mind very soon who do you want to enroll for your project and who is going to do that, or what is the experience, why you're taking this EDU or this DIH with you instead of the other. So we want to know what is the role of each of you, what is the description of each of you, what is your experience, and why you're working together. So in a way, what would be the participants' description of the project. And that's all. So we have, you have my email address there, also the help desk or info email that you can contact to as well. If you're getting back to us for questions, answers, whatever, we will, of course, publish everything in the questions and answers so that everybody has the same chance to get to the information. So we'd like to thank you very much for joining us today. And now my colleague Stefan from Viva will be providing further information on the Koala tools and some of the technical aspects of the project. Thank you very much.